thinks that here, being either from Grafton or from West Virginia, sets you up with disadvantages? Who agrees that? I got some hands. Okay. Yeah, well, what are some of those disadvantages? This is one of those moments that the principal said you can speak. What's some of those disadvantages we're up against? Well, we're not supposed to be very smart, right? We're hillbillies. That's one. Yeah? Right? What you got? What else? Say again? Drugs. That's a challenge, right? What else? Small community. We don't have any resources. How can you expect us to do anything? What else? We're fat, we're lazy, right? We don't know anything. We get all the things, right? We get all the things. So let's go to the first slide. This is not a family portrait, extended family. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it is, right?
This is how the world sees us, yeah? Not everybody in the world. I can tell you, traveling the world, when you go to Asia, they love West Virginia. Do you know why they love West Virginia in most of Asia? And I'm painting with a huge broad brush. They love Country Roads, Take Me Home. They love that song. And they'll sing it, and they'll sing it with you. They love it. But if we go just 2 states over, we're hillbillies, right? And that's kind of how we're seen. We're seen in that way. And it's a challenge. And so those of you that raised your hand, those of you that had ideas of what our disadvantages are, they're real. We've got our challenges for sure. But I want to talk to you a little bit about maybe overcoming those a little bit, or what at least my experience in life has been with some of those challenges. So let's go to the next slide. Before we do that, how many of you are ready to leave this county the moment you graduate? Woo! Yeah, right? Don't let the county sign hit you in the rear on the way out. I get it. I knew lots of people like that. I had to leave when I graduated to find a job. There weren't a lot of jobs here for what I was looking to do. Went to college, moved on, but that said, I came back to this community to start a business. So let's go to the next slide. There are some advantages to Grafton. And we'll talk about those. They aren't so easily seen by those outside the community, and honestly, they're almost impossible to see when you're in it. When you come from it, it's almost impossible to see these things. But hey, man, we know how to honor sacrifice. We have Memorial Day. We are a representative community in that way that's just well beyond most other communities. We invented Mother's Day. Are you kidding me? The hard work ethic, the railroad, the grit that we have at our core as a community. And then, believe it or not, there's a ton of innovation that's come out of this area over the years. And really, because we are that small community and we've had to do more with less, we've been pretty ingenious in terms of how we handle things coming out of this community. But more on that in a bit. Let's go to the next slide. So when I was in your seat, and everybody comes here and says, well, I was here, I get all that. But when I was in your seat, what was happening in the world at the time was this thing called the internet. And it was starting to be a real thing. That sounds silly to you guys, I know, because it's been ubiquitous. It's been everywhere you've been since you were born. Phones, TVs, refrigerators, toasters, whatever. It's all wired at this point. It's all connected to the web. That was not the case when I was your age. And then as I graduated and went on, there was an emergence of this new technology that connected the world. And I was able to take that from this small community and build a business around it with the basis that I could operate anywhere in the globe, and I could have anybody in the globe working with me to accomplish those outcomes. And that's what we did. We built Mountain Leverage. And so our company is a technology company based in Grafton, West Virginia, and we've been here for 20 years. And now we've had to go outside the community. Not everybody in Mountain Leverage works here in Grafton, but we've been able to connect across the globe. And I tell you that because what's interesting, I think, for you all at this moment in time around the world, what is like really exciting emerging from a technology perspective right now in the world? Who's got a guess? It's 2 letters. The first one is A. AI. This is not a hype. There were times, this is going to sound super silly to you, there were times when I was a kid, when I was your age, people would say, the internet's just a fad. It's going to go away. It's not that important. It's not going to change things. I'm here to tell you AI will change everything. It will change what we do in the world, and you are at the right generation and right in the driver's seat to embrace it, leverage it to your benefit, and do great things for the world, for yourself, for your family, your community. Because AI is going to change the landscape of every market just as the internet did. Now, I don't know how fast that's going to happen. It's going to happen probably faster than what it took the internet. But it's here for you. So there's a little bit of parallels. This old guy, we've got some parallels here, me and you, because you're at this time where this stuff is burgeoning. It's on the scene already, but it's just going to change a lot of things, and it's an opportunity for you. It's a tool. So before that, can we pop up the video of our company? We've got a quick intro video of what we do. You might be thinking, who is this Mountain Leverage? What do we do? Here's just a quick intro video here. that is Mountain Leverage. So we operate, we're a technology company largely in the warehousing and distribution manufacturing space. So pretty much every stitch of clothing on your body right now, everything in your fridge back at your house, and many of the items you have likely came across a system that we developed or had some part in across the distribution chain. So certainly the companies you know, the big companies, the big brands, Nike, Target, Walmart, all those things, but also many of those unknown companies that you don't know that are part of the underbelly of the distribution system that move goods around the world. We've developed software in there, and we also implement other hardware components, whether it be some of the things you saw around voice technology, where we're driving a worker through a workflow and telling them what to do, what to pick, what to put in what box, as well as robotics and just so many other things. That's what we do. And again, that's based and headquartered and will remain headquartered as long as I have air in my lungs in Grafton, West Virginia. And so this is something that can be done here. Maybe you want to do something like this, maybe you do something way better, maybe whatever. But the point is, it's not something that you would, on a map, say, where would be the best place to build a technology company that competes globally in the distribution space? Well, Grafton's probably not the point you hit, right? Probably not your first guess, but that's where we are. And I will tell you, as you come out of here and you see, all right, so what's next for you? Well, okay, so we have some strengths. We'll talk about those in a minute. We've already talked about some. But what do you do? Well, you know what? There are so many opportunities for you in this space to look at the disadvantages, and I know that's sometimes a contest, who's got more disadvantages. The reality is, leverage your advantages, be curious, jump out. There's all these programs. I know there's like their Governor Honors Program, there's a million of them that are out there, camps, things that you can go to, whether it's Boy State, Girl State, all the things that are available, jump in, and you'll experience relationships and learning and networking with more people who are from communities just like yours, who are going to be a strength to you as you continue to grow in your world. So whether it's you go to school, next slide please, or you jump right into the trades, this is an amazing time of the world to jump into trades. They pushed everybody to college for all these years, and now they realize, hey, some of us really just want to work with our hands and can make a daggone good living doing it. And so that's really important as well. And no matter where the path you go, you have strengths you can rely on. And I want to dig into that just a little more at this point. So I talked about our company. I talked about the internet. Obviously for you guys it's AI. Let's go to the next slide. But what makes our company strong and what makes our company compete is not just the technology. It's not that. That's good stuff. You saw in the video, we saw lots of cool things, robots and all that. But you also saw some people, some smiling people. You see some of them here today. That is the magic of what makes things go around. It's the people. No matter what the technology is, it's the people that actually drive that technology for whatever outcome. And so when you see here, this is a bunch of corporate jargon, mumbo jumbo to a lot of people. When I look at founder mindset, warrior spirit, if you look at these and you start putting an overlay on this, and this is what happened to me. I'll go back. About 10 years after running my company, I was traveling all over the United States, selling different things, and they would say, well, where is your company based? And I would say, West Virginia. And if they didn't laugh first, the next thing, or the first thing, was a question. West Virginia? Why West Virginia? And so I found myself responding in a way that I'm now almost embarrassed about. I would respond almost apologetic, saying, well, but it's a beautiful place. You ever been? It's a great place to raise kids. All those things are true. It's wonderful. I can go outside and be in the woods in no time. I can be in the mountains. I can be on the lake. I can be anywhere. It's just a really nice place. It's safe. All things, all true, all true. But I put, depending on where you live, I guess, but all true. But I did it apologetically. And then a couple years later, I started looking at why is our company successful in the market we're in. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but we are the best in the world at what we do, right out of Grafton, West Virginia. And I'm like, well, why? Why is that? And I started looking at our culture and how we were built. And this is the map we built. And you know what these things are? You know where these things come from? Right here. When I talk about warrior spirit, we've sent more people to more wars than any other state per capita in the nation. We know about it. We know about honoring those. We know about honoring sacrifice. We invented Mother's Day. We get it, right? We know about the natural laws of the land. You can't break the natural laws. From a farmer virtue perspective, you've got grandparents, neighbors, whoever, who understand how the world works from a natural perspective. If you try to break that stuff just because technology, you're going to get broken by it. All these things are things that I was taught sitting in these seats, going to this school, interacting with some of the teachers that are still here, and also my neighbors, my family. Your family were also part of my family growing up here. Whatever holler you're from or valley or whatever it is, I knew some of those people, and they imparted onto me their wisdom of how the world works. And I took that and I codified that in Mountain Leverage without even knowing it. So let's go to the next slide. So then what it all cools up into our promise. You see me wearing a shirt here, possibility, right? Maybe on the video you saw some of them we were making fun earlier. I guess I like one-word shirts. Possibility started here. It was the notion of what can we do? Not, well, we can't, so let's stop. It's how can we? What can we do, right? That started here with my grandfather trying to fix something that couldn't work, and we didn't have the money necessarily to just put it into it and buy a new one. It was a different day and age, and that thinking is still here. That energy is still here. The next step is accountability. That's what balances possibility. Okay, well, we can do this thing, but what impact does it make? What value does it bring to the world? And you know what? If you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, you be there. And I know there's struggling as you're growing and maturing. That's all reality. But it's an expectation of this community. And that's something that is instilled in me that I drove into the company. Then you look at championship. I get it. It's easy to say everybody wants you to fail and all this stuff, be the underdog. I've got some of that in me. That's part of in my belly as well. But this community wants you to succeed, and they've invested in you from the moment you were thought of. And that's true. And we all have had rough roads and different things, and different things happen in your life, and I don't know exactly what's happened to you, but I can tell you right now, I want you to succeed. Many of these people around the world that's in your school and in your communities, your families, whatever, they want you to succeed. Of course, are the detractors? Yeah, use that for fuel when you need. But they want to champion you to be better. And I learned that here. We're better together. A small community sticks together. Somebody's house burns down, somebody has another problem, somebody has cancer, somebody has whatever. This community wraps itself around them in all kinds of ways, whether it's a fundraiser or a ton of meatloaf shows up at their house, whatever it is, that is championship. And at the end is trust. Now I know we can joke again, there's all kinds of problems we can point at. Anybody with half a brain can point at the problems we have in our community. But the reality is there is this level of trust in one another. There's a safety here that you may not recognize until you go into other parts of the world and realize, it's not near as safe as what I thought it was. I can't trust the person across from me like I can when I'm home. And you might not believe me, but you'll believe me when you get out in the world and you see that. So wrap all that together. That's my promise to our employees. That's my promise to the company. That's my promise to our customers, to our partners. That's my promise to the world. And that is my promise to you in this community. I want you to be proud of Mountain Leverage and what we're doing because you're from the same community. And when I look at that, this strength, this is what makes Mountain Leverage successful. Not all the extra technology and all that, and that's cool, but what makes us successful is the same stuff that you guys have from growing up in this community. Again, I'm not ignoring the problems. We've got them, right? We went through those. We got our problems. But you can weaponize the culture that you have grown up in here in Grafton, West Virginia. You can. Believe me. I've done it. On a global scale, in technology companies that move 1 million miles a minute, we're competing and we're winning because of this old hillbilly town culture. And it matters. And so I'll share that with you as you roll out into spring break and you roll on into the summer and some of you roll on into your careers this year. It's all well and fine, but I just want you to know you have a quiet strength. You have weaponry inside of you that you don't know you have that comes from this community, okay? And I think it's important to hear that. I'm not trying to, rah-rah pump you up and go out of here because life's hard, right? There's gonna be challenges all left and right. But trust me. You have secret weapons you don't know about, and I hope you turn them on sooner than I did. I hope you recognize them, and I hope you leverage them to have a great family. You don't have to create a technology company or whatever it is. You create a great family, be a great worker, start your own business, whatever it is you're going to do. There are so many opportunities. When I was in your shoes, again, I was looking at Grafton. I could maybe go work on the railroad. I could work at Rexide. There were a few jobs. Thank God, some of those jobs are still there. There's retail jobs, there's other things, but there was nobody running a technology company. I had to create that myself. But that's okay. And maybe you'll create something here that we need in this community as well. It's all good. So anyway, with that, we are going to be, if you want to go to the next slide, we've got a couple periods here where we're doing some workshops, and people already signed up for that. But we'll also be down at the Mary Battle Studio at 11:05 if you want to come down and ask questions. I'll be completely honest with you. Whether it's career, resume, jobs, run the company, anything. I don't care. If I've got an answer, I'll throw it to you, and if I don't, I'll make one up. But I'll be happy to talk to you. We've got a bunch of people from Mountain Leverage here to do the same. So thank you for having me here today and the rest of the team. We're excited to do the workshops, and I appreciate on this last day before your spring break you giving us some time to talk to you. So thank you.